everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Buffer. Tonight we're going to be reviewing and analyzing the Lifetime movie Jodi Arias' Dirty Little Secret. Dirty Little Secret is a 2013 American-made for-television drama film about the murder of Travis Alexander, directed by Jace Alexander and executive produced by Joshua D. Maurer and Alixandre Witlin and Judith Verno. The film focused on Jodi Arias, who was convicted of murdering Travis Alexander. It was created for and distributed by the Lifetime Network. The film premiered June 22, 2013. Tania Raymonde played Jodi Arias and Jesse Lee Soffer as Travis Alexander. The film follows the prosecution's timeline of events, and while some of the film's dialogue is taken word for word from actual court transcripts, only the last 5 minutes of the film are dedicated to the courtroom scenes. The bulk of the film revolves around the love affair between Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander, the man she was convicted of murdering. And let me tell you something, I was totally here for it. I love this movie. I have watched it over and over again. Don't judge me. If you're wondering how Lifetime's Jodi Arias' Dirty Little Secret can premiere mere weeks after the sensational months-long trial came to a close, the answer is surprisingly simple. The filmmakers say they always intended for the movie to focus on the doomed lovers at the trial's blood-stained heart, Arias and her victim Travis Alexander, before their final fatal encounter. We didn't set out to make a courtroom drama because that's not what fascinated us about this story, says director Jace Alexander of Law and Order and Rescue Me, who is no relation to Travis Alexander. Sorry. The courtroom element was captured and disseminated to a very large public, and very well. What we were most interested in was the relationship between Jodi and Travis from the very beginning until the very end, to try to come to some understanding of what led to this horrible tragedy. The bulk of the movie is private moments between these two people, and that's what I want to talk about. The failed relationship of Jodi and Travis, the cautionary tale for men and women. Do not play with a woman's heart and emotions. Do not play with a man's emotions. Do not play with a person's emotions. Before my review and take on this movie and nonfiction account of the death of Travis Alexander, I want to say that what happened to him was heinous and horrible. He did not deserve to die in such a horrific manner. Jodi Arias deserves to be behind bars for the rest of her life. I actually do believe in the death penalty for some cases, and this is one of them. However, she didn't get it, but whatever. No matter how much a person has harmed you, especially romantically, it does not give you the right to slaughter them as much as, we would like to. I send much love and blessings to the Alexander family. May he rest in peace. Now on to my review. I don't know if it's biological or cultural, but men, you have got to stop the practice of saying and doing whatever it takes to get a woman by your side for your own purposes. And yes, this goes for women as well. Be truly honest with your partner about what you want out of the relationship. If you are not interested in more than just sex or casual acquaintance, then let them know that. If they accept, yet still acts as if you are in a relationship and they desire more than you want, then stop the relationship immediately. Also, do not have intimate relationships with them more than 1 or 2 times a month. You must give them time in between your encounters so they can literally get over you. Pheromones are real. Chemistry is real. Love is a drug, biological drug. And once a person starts to feel that they are in love with you, or quote unquote could be, then you must cease relations immediately, or they will biologically become addicted to you. An addiction that will be very hard to break and will cause them to do things and to act in a way that is uncharacteristic to themselves, and they can become very dangerous to you and to themselves. The reason for most impulsive killings has an origin in betrayal, money, and love. This instance has to do with assumed betrayal and love. The fatal mistake that Travis makes is to use Jodi for his sexual desires without any intention of taking the relationship further, and ignores the fact that she is actually wanting more. I don't know how many times she could have said it, and when he first realizes that she might want more, instead of calling it off, which would also mean depriving himself of the wild taboo, because he is a Mormon of Mormon religion, and sex is not allowed, or premarital sex is not allowed, and he knows that, sexual longings that he wanted was fulfilled by Jodi. He ups the ante by inviting her to a romantic getaway, which takes her out of the eye of his Mormon friends and allows him to keep her a secret. Now let's stop there for just a second. Think about that. How many times have you been with a man? And let me just say, I'm going to speak as a woman because I am a woman, okay? I'm a cis woman, okay? And I'm going to speak in those terms, I'm going to speak in the terms of male, female, female, male relationships. So, how many times as a woman that you have met this really great guy? He's amazing, he's beautiful, he is sexy, he's hot, he treats you so amazing, he's so romantic, but a month or two, or maybe even 3 or 4 down the line, you've never met his parents. You've never met his friends. Or even if you have met his friends, it's only 1 or 2. And when he introduces you as, oh, hey, this is my friend. And he doesn't qualify that this is my girl, this is my girlfriend, or anything. He doesn't qualify. He just says, hey, this is my friend Jackie. Or he doesn't really introduce you at all. He just says, oh, hey, this is Jackie. Hey, this is Joe. This is my friend Joe. It's like, if this happens, red flag. Ding, 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 ding. If you haven't met his family after a few months, definitely 3. The Holy Trinity is like I like to call it. All relationships are based on the Holy Trinity. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Look, if you haven't met his family, he's hiding you, okay? If you are not introduced as an actual title, like my girlfriend, he's hiding you. Or if every time you go out of the city, or you go somewhere where he's not normally at. So let's say he's usually on the south side, but every time you guys go out, you're downtown. Probably because he'll never run into those people, or vice versa. He may say something like, hey, I love this spot. It's really cool. It's kind of out of the way. It's nice. It's romantic. I want to take you somewhere special. Or you've never... big red flag, you've never been to his actual house or his apartment or his place of dwelling. You've never really been there. These are red flags. And bottom line is, after you've been with him for a while, a few months, 6 months, whatever, and you start to feel, I don't know where this is going, I don't know what he really wants from me. It doesn't take that long for people to figure out what they want from you, whether they want a real relationship or whether they want just sex. And if it seems like all you're doing is having sex, then that's really all they want. Take a man at his word. When you ask him, hey, are you interested in a relationship? What do you want? He says, I'm not really interested in a relationship right now. I'm just having a good time. I just want to get to know you. I just want to take him at his word. Because if you really wanted to get to know you, he would be pursuing you. Number 1, men always pursue the women they want. If he really wants you, there is no way you can get rid of his ass. But if he doesn't want you, you'll always seem like you're running after him. You're trying to call him, or you're texting him, or you're doing all these things, and you can't seem to ever get in touch with him. And then when you do, he's like, oh, I've been working. I was working late, or whatever. Or my mom called me and I had to go do this. Whatever. That's BS. Total BS. Or if he has kids, oh yeah, he'll totally use his kids against your relationship. He'll always say, oh, well, I had to go pick up my daughter. I had to be with her for the weekend. I'm sorry. It's total BS. The second fatal error of Travis is that he baptizes Jodi into the Mormon faith, which she only does because she wants to be accepted and closer to him, thereby creating a path for their love relationship to blossom into marriage. When she realizes that he still does not see her any more than just a piece of ass to be toyed with, she reverts back to sex, the only thing that he seems to respond to. In the end, this proves to be utterly deadly. Now, I want to hit on this topic.
Guys, I appreciate the concern, but Jodi's cool. Really. And nobody's talking anything long-term, so...
So, what are you guys talking about?
Jodi, I'd really appreciate it if you put some clothes on.
Is that what you'd like in the short term?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and I apparently aren't, long term.
Listen, Jodi. You know, I think that you're amazing. And our friendship is...
Oh, God, you gotta be kidding me. Our friendship?
Keep it down. I mean, we are friends, right?
Nick's your friend, too. When's the last time you bent him over the bed?
Now, I want to hit on this topic. A man, if he says to you, you ask him what kind of woman you want. What kind of person do you see? And if everything he's describing has nothing to do with who you actually are and that he is aware of who you are, then he's not talking about you. He's talking about someone else. And in this particular situation, Travis told her, I do not want to get into a real relationship. I am a Mormon. I want to marry a Mormon woman. So what she does is she becomes a Mormon woman. Red flag, he should have never baptized her himself because baptizing her in her mind meant you are now accepting me into your world. You see me as more than just the sexual object. I could possibly be your wife. And the fact that you baptized me lets me know that's what you want as well. So when she sees that he is not interested in her still beyond the sexual kind of fantasy kind of chick, and that he's paying attention to another Mormon woman who is more of what he sees. See, women, men compartmentalize. And what does that mean? That means that men see women, the women in their life, their relationships, are in categories. They have the girlfriend slash future wife. They have the sex on the side, the girl who's hot, dirty, sexy, does all the things that, he doesn't want his wife to do because he doesn't see her in that light. So if his wife started swinging from a pole and doing all this crazy crap, he's going to be kind of turned off by that. I mean, it may excite him a little bit because it's kind of weird that she's doing it. But in actuality, that's not going to stop him from sleeping with the actual stripper or the actual girl who is a freak, who's a real freaking streets. Okay, so that's not going to stop him. And then he may even have someone completely dirtier. He may actually have a prostitute, someone he can talk to, he pays, and that he knows is not going to fall in love with him because it's a business transaction and he likes that. And he can have sex. There's no qualms. There's no one who's going to come back and go after his wife or try to break up his marriage or whatever. So men compartmentalize. Once he puts you into a particular category, you will never get out of that category. And if you do, it'll be extremely hard to get out of that category. So you have to decide early on, what are you going to be? Yes, John Travolta said it best. So many cautionary tales in this movie. This movie is amazing. It really goes through their relationship. It truly does. And I know you say, well, this is Lifetime. No. This is amazing. Yes, it has the B-rated feel of a so-called Lifetime dramatic movie, but it is done very well. The acting is very good. It actually is very good. The script, not bad, but a lot of the script, as I said before, came from the actual legal documents of what actually happened. Today, people are ranting and raving about the new Dahmer movie, but this movie was just as sensational and bloodthirsty. How Travis manipulates Jodi in order to keep his secret sex kitten hooked is not unheard of. Like I've stated, men have figured out what women want to hear, so they say those things, whether they are straight up lies or not, because the ultimate goal is to keep them in bed, spreading their legs and wanting them. I urge all men to stop this practice. You are setting yourself up for pure hatred from your victim. And I am not blaming the victim, but your actions must be held accountable. If you are not interested in any more than just sex with someone, then just tell them in no uncertain terms. I think people are getting this when it comes to rape. They are asking the question of, are you sure? But this should also be asked when a person is entering into a sexual love relationship. Are you sure? Do you understand? Do you agree? Are we all on the same page? You may not be raping their body, but you are raping their soul, their emotions, their love. So don't do it. It is so damaging. So, what happened to Jodi? Jodi Arias admitted shooting Travis Alexander, arguing she did so in self-defense. After he lunged at her, she said she remembered nothing about attacking him after the gunshot. The jury rejected her self-defense argument and convicted Arias of first-degree murder in May of 2013. That same jury found the murder was especially cruel, making Arias eligible for the death penalty. However, that same jury was unable to reach a unanimous decision on whether she should live or die. A new jury was impaneled in October of 2014 to decide Arias' fate, but it too didn't reach a unanimous decision. Because a second jury was deadlocked in the penalty phase of Arias' case, the death penalty was taken off the table, and a judge sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole in April of 2015. Before her sentencing, Arias expressed remorse. To this day, I can't believe that I was capable of doing something that terrible. I'm truly disgusted and repulsed with myself. I'm horrified because of what I did, and I wish there was some way I could take it back. So, have you watched the movie Jodi Arias' Dirty Little Secret? I thought it was very good. The acting was actually very good, as well as the direction. Look deeply into what this movie is trying to get across to you. Don't play with a person's emotion. If they don't want what you want, if they do not accept what you are trying to get, which is maybe just sex and casual relationship, if they say, no, I'm not interested in that, or if they say, oh, no, I'm cool, yeah. But as you go into the relationship, you start to find out that they are truly wanting more, stop immediately. It'll be hard to do it because that means stopping what you want, which is sex with them. However, you can save yourself so many nights and days of pure horror. Please like and subscribe, as well as leave your opinion about the movie and cautionary tale. Thanks so much for watching. Peace. Two fingers.